What is up, homies? My name is Felix, and today we're going to be making a very average trap beat. Make sure you check out my Instagram and my SoundCloud down in the description below, along with the playlist of songs I've produced, my beat store and Discord, and all of that stuff. If you'd like to check that out, it'll be down there. And now we can get into this video. Okay, so basically, the goal for today is that I'm just going to try to make the most average trap beat that I possibly can create. And that just means like the most basic trap drums ever, 4-note piano melody, some strings and brass or something like that. The whole 9 yards, all the works and everything. Okay, so obviously the first thing we're gonna need here is some super basic drums. So I'm gonna just go through and search for some type of drum kit, probably one that I downloaded when I first started making beats, that has just really basic trap sounds in it. Alright, so we got these going on. Obviously pretty basic standard trap hi-hat, gotta have the spins 808 in there, and these are essentially the 4 sounds that we're going to use for our drums. But now what we need is some sort of really simple 4-note piano melody. I was debating using FL keys for this, but I figured I would just use some sort of normal person piano, and we're basically just going to play something like this throughout the entire song. So I'm basically just gonna go in here. Oh, and make sure that your tempo is on 140 for this. Any other tempo is not gonna cut it, because this needs to be a super basic trap beat, and how to make a super average trap beat 101 is always set your tempo to 140. So yeah, I'm just gonna record this thing in here, and then perfect, just like that. And now what we're gonna do is obviously hit Alt-Q to quantize, because we cannot have any type of human error in this beat, because it's just gonna ruin the whole thing. We need all the notes to be completely on the line. It's gotta sound super robotic. So now that I've got this going on, I'm just going to Control B it. And now we're just gonna add some simple bass notes in here, something to kind of give it a little bit more layers and make the melody flow a little bit smoother. So we're just gonna put something low down, like an E. I think that's pretty good. Now what we're gonna do is basically just add some chords in here. We're gonna do some minor chords, maybe some diminished chords in there. Who knows? We'll get a little funky with it in the harmonic minor scale. And then I'm gonna make a slight variation to this pattern, because there's no way I can sit here for the next half hour and listen to do 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 over and over and over. So now that we got our little variation going on here for the second part, I'm just gonna Control B this one last time, and then we're going to add another little variation over here. Then we'll focus on the other melodic components for today. Alright, so now we got the little variations going on. Not too many variations though, because we got to keep it plain and simple, nice and average. So the last thing I'm going to do is just transpose this up a little bit to like right here. And obviously, we're gonna gross beat this. But for now, we're gonna focus on adding a couple more of the melodic components in here. The main food groups, if you will, that consist of brass, choir, strings, some sort of bell noise. That's the kind of sound that we're going for here. Okay, now we need some strings in here. Alright, so this is getting pretty ominous. It sounds like this right now. So yeah, basically that's what we got going on. Now what I want to do is just add like a choir, chorus, whatever the heck it's called. And then from there we can start working on the drums, which will take us about 6.5 seconds to do. Alright, so we pretty much got our melody. Sounds like this. I added this bell sound here, which I'm using as like an average trap beat type sound, but I have used this in like 3 other videos. It's a pretty versatile sound. So I'm just gonna assign all of these to a mixer track once I put them up here. And now I'm just gonna do the drums. All we gotta do is put the snare like this, and then put the kick something like this. You already know the type of vibe we're going for, super basic. Alright, so I got the kick and the snare going on right now, nothing fancy or anything. However, I really want to make the snare by tapping the drum pads over here, but we gotta stay true to the topic of the video and just do one of these. However, I am gonna add some rolls and stuff though. Obviously, you know we had to include this sound. I was pretty close to using this sound, but I just hate it so much. These days, if I hear that sound on a beat, the beat is just instantly ruined. So the last thing we have to do is the 808, and basically we're just going to copy the root notes, and then we're probably just gonna add some basic slides and stuff in there to give it some average trap beat type feel. Alright, so basically that's the whole drum pattern done. It sounds like this all together, essentially. Pretty cool, pretty swag. It's a little bit complicated for what I was going for here, but you know, we gotta make this beat listenable, and I can't just be out here making stock drum kit type beats. So yeah, basically now what I'm gonna do is assign these all to a mixer track, and now we have all this stuff in here. Now we're just gonna mix everything, which just consists of basic leveling, put a little EQ on everything to EQ out some of the low end. And then we're just gonna put some reverb on all the different melodic components. Not too much though, because we don't wanna, you know, drown this thing in reverb. Well, actually we kinda do wanna drown in reverb because that's kind of the sound that we're going for. Of course, we're gonna put some gross beat on that piano melody. And then obviously you already know what the layout's gonna be looking like. We're gonna be doing some of this, putting this in the beginning here. Got the gross beat, it's gonna fade out a little bit. Just basic kind of trap things going on. And then we're gonna put this in here, maybe bring in the strings or something, and then the bell maybe, then put this crash in here. And now we're gonna have all the drums drop in here, and then we're gonna just go like this. And now we're gonna take out this and this, and then we're gonna take out this and this and this, and now we're just gonna do one of these. Okay, you right there, wise guy, I know you think that's funny, but that's essentially what I just did. I just essentially copied this over, and then I copied that over like 3 more times, and now we have our beat completely done. Oh, but I forgot we need to add a fade out at the end, so we're gonna go to the master track, right click, hit A, and then we're just gonna do Control C, and then Control V, and then drag this bad boy down, and now we have our fade out at the end. Oh, I almost forgot that we need to add gross beat right about here. And yeah, pretty much that's our whole track right here. Now we basically just have to like spam our tag all over it. So I'm just going to do, you know, one of these. Obviously, because we got to make sure no one steals this sick beat. So yeah, anyways, that's pretty much going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this silly little video here. I kind of had this idea a while ago that I wanted to do kind of like a counterintuitive beat video where I don't do anything cool at all. I just make like a really basic beat. But who knows, this video could actually help out a few people who are trying to produce some average trap beats or, you know, get into producing trap music. Whatever the case may be, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys check out my Instagram and my SoundCloud down in the description below, along with a playlist of songs I've produced, my beat store, my Discord, all that stuff. Go check it out if you guys would like to do that. And I will see you guys in the next one.